Good evening, gentlemen. It's Wednesday evening. I'm here in the garden and had some interesting conversation yesterday that has just stuck in my mind. And it was with my nephew, Chad Johnston. And he was discussing just the last few years of what has transpired in his life and the things the Lord has been teaching him and working in his life. And he was relating a conversation that he had back when he was 28 years old. I think he's 32 or so now. And he had finished his degree in business and he didn't know what he was going to do. And he and I had a conversation at that time. And he said, you know what, Uncle Chad, really would love to actually be a nurse of all things. I just feel called to do that. He goes, but I'm too old. I'm married. I have I think at that point, they were trying to have children, or they just adopted the first child that they adopted. They now have 3 awesome adopted children. And anyways, he was just going in 4 years or 3.5 years of schooling to do that all again. I'm married. I just, you know, it's not even an option. And at the time I said, Chad, you know what? 3 years is nothing. 4 years is nothing in the life of a young man. And if you start the process, just jump in. It was so fascinating to hear his testimony because his story now, he's working as a pediatric nurse at Loma Linda, one of the most prestigious university hospitals, working on all sorts of, you know, critical care patients, pediatric patients in their intermediate ICU department. He absolutely loves what he's doing. He's serving others, getting paid well to do it. He's fascinated by his work. He works 3 12-hour shifts a week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then he takes Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, is what he's saying. Anyways, it was just fascinating, but the things he said to me were interesting. He said, Chad, you know what? He said, I would do it all over again in a heartbeat. He goes, I'd go back and do the training I needed and go through the hard things, even though it was difficult at the time. He goes, it went by really so fast. And he goes, and to be able to do what I love to do is so cool. And I thought, you know what? There's a huge message there for young men. And that 3 or 4 years seems like a ton of time when you're 20 years old. It just seems like a long time. And yet what's crazy is the older you get, the more you realize that 3 years, 4 years, it's nothing. It flies by. And to pick a worthwhile goal and something that maybe the Lord has laid on your heart, a challenge, maybe it's in career, maybe it's in serving others. I know my sister and brother-in-law are going to go to Bolivia in just a few months, Rudy and Carla, and they're going to be there for 2 years. And 2 years seems like, oh my word, what a big commitment. 2 years goes by like that. And what a rich experience that they're going to have. But anyways, I say all that to say, sometimes when we're young men, we want everything to be right now. I want it to be in the next 3 months, or I want it to see it happen in 6 months, or a year seems like forever. And when it comes to planning your future or putting a foundation down for the rest of your life, the ability to make some hard decisions or do some hard things or put yourself in an unusual living circumstance so you can save some money or do some different disciplines that 2-3 years out, it kind of goes with that man test challenge I talked about there at the Academy, that picking a big worthwhile goal and then faithfully going about it. And I truly just believe there's something in men that we work best in that environment, picking that goal. I've got some goals with ceramic that are just firing me up right now that I can't wait to see the Lord bring about, if He is willing. I have the same goals here on my property with the family and the projects that we want to bring about. This garden that you can kind of see here, and the fences and the irrigation line and all this stuff, and I don't know how well you could see this right now, but when we first moved here 2.5 years ago, this was just an idea. It was just a concept. It was a big weeded field with bushes up to here, and it's just been so fun to see those things accomplished. Anyways, just want to urge you to consider your plans and the things the Lord's put on your heart and get a vision for what those things may be, and then set about doing the work every day. And anyways, gentlemen, that's it for today. Have a blessed evening. Look forward to more later. Bye-bye.